This spreadsheet right here, it fills up once a week, completely on autopilot. And where are these leads coming from? Not from expensive database, as we said before. They are piped directly from the comment section of this viral post on LinkedIn. What you're seeing are people who are actively talking about problems in my exact niche. They're basically raising their hands for everyone to see, because it's public. Every comment section is public. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I build the AI agent that finds these gold mines, piles through every single comment, and hands me a clean list of people I should be talking to. And I'm not just going to show you, we are gonna build it together. I used to spend 10+ hours a week scraping LinkedIn Sales Navigator, exporting CSV, and blasting call messages that most likely got left unread. But here is the reality. The best leads are not in database like Apollo. And you don't need to do all of this process manually anymore. I built an AI system that finds qualified leads in your ICP, in your ideal customer profile, that have already shown intent by watching creators in your niche and engage with their content. And all of this basically runs on autopilot. His exact system has generated over 100,000 ideas for me in the last 12 months. In 60 seconds, I'll show you the results, and then we'll build this exact system together step by step in the following 10 minutes. Before starting the build, let's be real for a minute. The way most of us are taught and told to find new lead is not great, fundamentally broken. You spend hours and maybe even days searching on Sales Navigator, searching and building lists in Apollo, or even if you're more sophisticated, using and building flows on Clay to create the best possible list ever. Then you send out 100 call connection requests, 100 call demons, and you're lucky if 2 or 3 people respond with anything other than no, thanks, or even insults at time. And it's really a grind. I've done it for a long time. The outreach field cold because it actually is. There is no context. You're guessing they're a good fit because of a job title, of a job change, and you have no clue if they're actually thinking about this problem right now. You're basically just interrupting their day, and the reality is also AI made it significantly simpler to send this cold type, this type of cold outreach, so they receive a lot of message every day. Results as terrible responses, which are degrading over time. So my problem and the origin of this system was I need to find a way to find people with intent on a consistent basis, so I don't have to change my tech stack, my database every 2 months or every 3 months. The system will work like this. Number 1, I give it my ICP once. Number 2, I pick the creator in my niche. For this specific flow, we use creator on LinkedIn. We want people who have a large base of engagement and are in our niche, in our business niche. Every week, the AI workflow will scrape their post, filters for virality, so only look for posts that had a significant amount of engagement, pulls every person who engaged with the post, check their profile against my ICP, and writes notes to a Google Sheet. A Google Sheet will present their LinkedIn URL, whether they are an ICP match, and why. So you also know why they were selected. So as I told you before, this system has worked really, really well for me. In the last year, we generated over $100,000 in sales, and it's currently one of my largest lead generation channels. Why it works? Number 1, intent is more important than list size. Commenters are already discussing your niche pain, so you're getting them exactly when they express an intent by commenting. ICP enforcement is the second reason. You check, based on some rules which you'll set up in the workflow, whether the person who has commented is actually in your ICP, so you avoid sending thousands of messages which might be outside of what you're actually looking for. You already know where these people are since they have commented, in this case on LinkedIn. You know that they're reachable on LinkedIn. So you already have a channel where they're already active. And then the fourth reason why this is super important is it's an infinite top-up. You can add or replace creators and keep finding new leads that comment on their post. And every week you have a new list which is created. So it's basically an infinite top-up. So what do you need to build today's system? Number 1, you need a personal LinkedIn profile. Number 2, you need a connection with Google Sheet. It would be ideal, but you can do it after, to have list of top LinkedIn creators in your niche that get a decent amount of engagement. more or less as a metric, consider you want a creator to have at least one post with over 100 likes, over 100 comments per week. And then you need a quick and simple description of your ICP, your ideal client profile. To build today's workflow, we use Relay.app. It's an AI workflow builder. It's very similar to an A10, but I find it 10 times easier to get good results in less time. So for non-technical creator, which is most of my audience, this is the ideal tool to start building AI workflow and AI solutions for your needs. Before jumping to the building part, 1 second introduction about myself. Hi, I'm Pietro. I create educational content on AI for non-technical people here on YouTube and mostly on LinkedIn. I'm also the co-founder of Enforce AI, an AI automation agency. We build custom systems for businesses, in simple words. Please hit subscribe to this YouTube channel. It's very new and invest a lot of time here, so I hope you'll enjoy the content. And you can also join my newsletter to stay updated on every free resource which we build and share. The approach for today's Build With Me session is slightly different, since this is a relatively longer flow with a bit more complexity. I will do two things. I will, number one, drive you through the most important steps and explain you how to set them up. And number two, I will include the template directly in the description of this video. So if you click on the Notion page below, you'll be able to access and import this template. So once you have found the link in the description of the YouTube video, scroll down, you'll have a quick description of what's included in the video, what are the most important steps. You'll have this exact setup video here as well, and you'll be able to find this tab here. You can expand it, ready to use template to import on Relay, and you'll be able to click here and you'll have the option to directly import this entire flow, right? So what we will see in this video, you can import directly through this link. And then you can just edit and adjust to make sure it fits your exact company. So now let me actually drive you through the logic and explain you how to set up the most important part of this flow. The first part which we set up when we create a workflow of this type is the trigger. The trigger is basically the alarm that tells the workflow has to wake up and perform the steps after, right? So in this case, we have a scheduled trigger. Every week on Friday, this trigger will turn on. Now you can edit this and have it not weekly, but for example, on a daily basis, right? If you're following creators which are super active, if you're looking to update your list on a daily basis, you can do it on a daily basis. For me, ideally, I want to do this once a week. Create a list once a week and use the following week to reach out to these people who commented on these specific posts or list of posts. So I'll leave it weekly for the sake of this example. The second part is you have to inform the workflow who are the creator you want to follow, who are the creator in your niche that talk with your specific niche, right? You want to select people who have a large following base, who gets decent amount of engagement. Usually a good metric is at least one post per week has over 100 comments. Right, so you have to look for few people that matches this criteria, and once you find them, you want to include them here in this table. You want to include the name, just so you know who you're speaking about, and then the URL of their LinkedIn profile. For the sake of this example, I included myself. I do a lot of posts on LinkedIn, so my posts get a lot of engagement, and I included Jacob, which is one of my favorite figure, and it's also the founder of the Relay app, which is the app we're using to build this workflow, which creates a lot of AI relevant content. So once we have selected the creators, and you can select as many as you want. I selected 2, but you could select 10, 20. Just be mindful that the more you select, the more it will cost you in terms of credit to scrape their content. The second thing we want to do is to define and inform the workflow about who our ICP is. In this case, we have only one variable, and it's going to be the ICP definition. It's include very simple description of my ICP. You can be more restrictive. In my case, my ICP is very large. I'm looking for C-level owner of director of tech-related company. These are the people who usually buy my products, right? So I'm gonna include this, but you can as many criteria as you want. Just be sure to not be too strict, right? The selection here is going to be based on their LinkedIn profile. So look and define here things that you'll find in the bio or the description of someone on LinkedIn, right? So I recommend being slightly on the generic side. And then you can refine, once you receive the first result, you can refine, iterate, and make this better. So this here in the step, we have defined the ICP. The next step, as you can see here, we have set up an iterator. An iterator is basically looping over a list of the creators. So this takes all of the creators which we have inserted on step 2, and for each single one of the creator we have inserted on step 2, what it does, so we're saying within this iterator, you will extract the LinkedIn post of every person in the table, one at a time, one line at a time. So we start from myself, I'm the first one on the list. You will extract a maximum of 7 posts which have posted in the last 7 days. If no posts are found, continue without a result. You can also decide to pause it. Right, so I want to take all of my posts, and then the next step, the next thing which I want to do is I want to set up an AI agent that goes and check if any of the posts respect any of the following condition, which is over 100 comments, over 100 likes, or over 20 reposts. This tells you if the post went viral and gathered sufficient attention. Otherwise, probably if you only got 3, 4, 5 comments, you can decide to use those and try to look for leads in those, but it will be a smaller list. For me, in my case, I have a larger set of people in my ICP, so I'm gonna go for larger accounts that get over 100 comments or over 100 likes. Again, here you can just come and edit the specification. For example, for you the threshold is lower, you want to have over 50 comments, you can edit it here. One more time, you will have all of this already preset in the template in the description. So you will start from this exact setup, which you are seeing now on the screen, which is my setup, and you can just come and edit it, right? You can also edit here, for example, the model which you want to use. For this one, which is a very simple task, I'm using GPT-5 Nano because it uses less credit. Since there are a lot of steps in this workflow, I want to make sure I don't consume too much credit because it will end up costing too much. I'll explain a bit more about the cost at the end of this video. In terms of what we want in terms of responses, we want a list of the post URL which respect this condition. So for each person in the list, it will do 2 things. It will take the LinkedIn post in the last 7 days. It will extract the post which match my condition, and then we have finished the loop, right? Now what we have is we should have a list of posts that match our condition for each of the single creators which I have identified on step 2 of this workflow. What we want to do next is to create a list of all of the viral posts, right? So I want to take all of the posts from every single creator and create one single list that basically condense all of the posts in one single list so I can reuse it later. So I'm telling to another AI step using OpenAI O3, please extract the following details from the touch iteration results. Once this is done, you'll get a notification. For me, the notification is Slack, but you can also add it to have it, for example, on your email. And I want basically to give confirmation to the agent that these are the right posts I want to scrape, so I don't waste credits for posts which are actually not relevant for my ICP, right? So I will receive here a list of the post URLs which the agent has selected and recommended, and I can give confirmation. The agent won't proceed to the next step unless I give this confirmation. So this confirmation is very important. We call this putting a human in the loop. Before performing an action, the human has to come and say, okay, AI, you did a good job, proceed to the next steps. Once this is done, we will have a bit of a more complex structure, which is a larger loop. And we'll use this loop to look for ICP leads with intent for each of the posts which we have selected because it went viral. So for now, we have identified the creators which we're interested in. We have defined our ICP. We have scraped the post. Every week we go and we scrape the post of the creator which we have identified. We look for the one that went viral or performed better than the other, let's say. We have created a list of all of the posts which we have selected, and now we feed the list to this loop, to this specific iterator. For every single post which we have selected in this list, we will go and look for leads which are in our ICP, and we will want an explanation why they are in our ICP. Okay, so we see that this step 9, a loop over a list, right? We have decided which list we want to have, which is going to be the list from this step 7, the consolidated list of all of the URL. Once we have given the loop a list, we will do two things first. Number one, we'll get all of the comments on each LinkedIn post which we have selected. In this case, you see, for the sake of this example, because I want you to test it before, I limited the maximum number of comments to 5 comments. I recommend you increase this. When I use this actually into my daily flow, I have this set to maximum of 200. If you want to extract more than 200, it might happen, but it's going to consume a lot of credits, because it's going to do a lot of AI steps. It's going to check a lot of LinkedIn profile. In this case, so that you can try it before you expand this, I will leave it the maximum number of comments to 5. So we can just test this flow with low credit consumption setup. Once this is done, what we want to do is set another AI step that checks the list of comments and remove all duplicates. Number one, if people commented multiple times, for example, if the authors commented multiple times, we want to remove all of those. Basically, we are taking all of the comments list and we're cleaning it before we feed it to before checking if each person is in ICP. So once we have done this, we have fed this a list of all of the posts which we want to look for. We have extracted all of the commenters. We have set a limit of 5, but we will increase it when we have get this to perfection. We have checked that there are no duplicates in the list. Once we have that list, we'll insert another loop. Within this loop, for each commenters on this post, looks for their LinkedIn profile. I want to go to their LinkedIn profile. I want to check if every single one of this person is in fit with my ICP. So number one, I look up LinkedIn profile URL based on the author of each comment. And number two, I will set a step that checks if the LinkedIn profile of the person is a fit with my ICP. And I link it to the ICP description, which I give above. So for each person, I want him to return the full name, the LinkedIn URL, the ICP fit, whether it's in fit, it's not a fit, or it's uncertain because he couldn't determine it. And I want to have an explanation why you gave a yes, no, or uncertain as a response in the previous step. Here you could go one step further and also have, for example, a draft of an opening message, right? This is slightly more complex and need to be adapted more to your company, what you're selling, so we'll leave it outside of this tutorial. But let me know in the comments if it's something interesting and we can work on it. We should have checked all of the commenters, went to every single LinkedIn profile, checked if it was a fit with the ICP. What I want to do next, and I will do it within the loop, I want for each of these comments, of each of these single person who commented on posts which are relevant to my niche, to create a list on a Google Sheet with all of the results of what we had before. Basically, I want to, the URL, I want to have whether they are in ICP or not, and I want to have the reasoning why they are in ICP or not. I could also use this information about whether they are in ICP or not to craft my opening message. Or my opening message could just be, for example, hey, I saw you comment on this post, we take care of exactly this in our company, and then send him a free resource, for example. So the objective is for you to have all of the list. Every week you'll have a list of people with classified if they are in fit or not. You can naturally exclude the ones who are not in fit, and for the one who are in fit, you could take the LinkedIn URL, the reason why they are in ICP fit, and import it into a sending automation tool like Instantly, Wallaxy, or Lemlist to send automatically. Or if it's a shorter list because you're dealing with a more niche offer, for example, you could even send it manually, right? These people are warm leads. They are in your ICP, which channel you can reach them on because they comment on LinkedIn and you know they are active. So it's worth sending the message manually because these are the best possible kind of leads you could potentially find. So once you have adapted all of these variables to your specific flow, your ICP and the creator you want to track, what you do next is publish the change you have done, number one. And number two, you will start the test run, right? So first, you'll go here, you'll change the creator, so you can use me, for example, as an example. You can change the ICP definition, you'll change the amount of posts you want to return per each creator, you can change the amount of comments, the threshold which you want to have to consider a post big enough for you to query it. You can change the amount of comments you extract, try with the small amount of comments, because it will consume a lot of credit otherwise, and then expand to a larger amount of comments once you have narrowed it down. And once this is done, let's start the test run. You see here, the agent start running a test version of what we're doing. So he's going through every single steps. He found 6 posts, for example, for Jacob. He extracted all of the posts with AI. Now he's selecting and putting together a cumulative list which has all of my posts and all of Jacob's posts. This will cost you approximately 1 to 2 euros for each 100 leads which you passed through the system. Right? So you have to be mindful of that. It's not a super cheap solution, but it brings you the best possible lead. So for me, it actually makes sense. I said it before in the video somewhere, this generated over $100,000 in deals in the last year for me. So it's a no-brainer. It's a small investment to have running every week, but you can be mindful and adjust the limits so that you make sure you don't spend so much. We see here that while it was running, he has recommended me, okay, since this is a test run, do you want to run it for everyone, or you don't want to run it for everyone and skip to step 15, just to have a test and see how it works. In this case, I'll skip because I don't want to use more credits. And now we see it brought the list to a new spreadsheet. Let's go check it. And we see here the result. There is the name, the LinkedIn URL, whether it's in ICP or not, and explanation criteria why I put it in ICP or not, right? I can see there's a bunch of people which are in my ICP. What I would do next is I would filter for this column, and I would filter column, and I would only have the yes people. I would take these people and I would send them a message. Let's summarize and close. We have given this workflow our ICP. We have picked some creators which are relevant, great content which is mostly interesting for our ICP. Every week, once a week, we go to this creator's profile, we scrape their post, we filter for the most viral one, we pulse every commenter that has posted a comment on their profile, we check their LinkedIn profile to see if within our ICP, our ideal customer profile, and we write a summary on a Google Sheet, which then you can filter for only the one which are in fit, to send them a text based on that post. Hey, I saw you commented here. This is what we do. And this is, for me, a really great system. It's definitely worth the investment. It costs approximately 1 to 2 euro every 100 leads you find. So it's definitely a worth the investment. One more time, you can find this exact template in the description of this video. It's going to be the first thing. It's going to be a Notion page, and you can import the exact set in your Relay template and then adapt it to your own company. But the setup, it's exactly what we have seen in the YouTube video. So it should take you 5-10 minutes to really set this up and start seeing results potentially from next week. Please leave a subscription to this YouTube channel. I really hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you very much for making it this far. See you soon.